Hey, how's it going, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to Kingdom Hearts Birth by Sleep. We are now at part 3, and in the last episode, we pretty much left the land of departure with Terra, and now we are moving on to our first Disney World with Terra. We are going to the Enchanted Dominion, which is Sleeping Beauty's world. And for this world, Terra is the first to arrive in this world entirely. Ventus and Aqua come in at later times, but Terra is first. And because of what Master Erica said, we have to go travel to these worlds, eliminate the Unverse, and also find out where the heck is Master Xehanort. Now, one thing that's actually really cool about this little scene right here is that back in the early days when this game was still in development, if you were lucky enough to go to a gaming convention, this game was there, fans were allowed to battle Unversed in this area right here. But one of the things that is different from this in the demo, I think it's the exact same layout, but they gave Terra his other Keyblade that fans would see in Kingdom Hearts 2. So right now, for story purposes, Terra's just doing what he's doing. He's looking for Xehanort, and he's seen the Unverse, and now he knows he's got to take those guys out. And I will say, though, that throughout the majority of this part, I'm still a little rusty getting back into Birth by Sleep. So you're gonna see me getting hit a lot by the Unversed because I'm used to their strategies because I haven't played this game in a while. But it's taken me a little bit to get back in the swing of things. But in the later parts, I'm totally back in control about what I do and how I tackle these guys. I mean, no Unversed is really going to give you any big threats. I think only the big ones are like these gigantic ape ones, and the ones that fly are a big pain in the butt. But as long as you have some certain spells at your disposal, then getting rid of them is not going to be a problem. And something that I've done with all my Birth by Sleep playthroughs to make it just easier for me, but just easier to take out the Unverses, I've actually relied a lot more on just using third-tier magic spells because they really get the job done, and I can switch to a wide variety of different command styles. No, you don't. So that's what I've kind of done, and that's what you'll pretty much see with each of these playthroughs. Like, it's a lot of magic, and I know that can maybe get tiring because I'm not showing off every single new move that's out there. But at the same time, though, it makes getting rid of these guys a lot. Yeah, see, I'm so used to pressing triangle to open up a treasure chest that now I'm. But then I realized that in this game you have to press the X button. But yeah, it's just something that I've done throughout these games now because I like utilizing the magic, and now I can use different command styles, so I can show off different types of gameplay by using the different kinds of spell command styles. All right, focus there, Tim. You have to press the jump. So yeah, this is where I make that first little bit of example. So I'm gonna go ahead and equip Blizzard because since that's the first spell I got, I can level that up, and then later on I can get Blizzara. And mostly what I'm doing the same thing like I did with Chain of Memories for Riku's. What I'm showing you guys now is me completing the world, and you know, while I'm traveling throughout the world, I'm eliminating all the Unversed in my path because this game is not too long. It doesn't take so long to beat a world, and I'm usually doing my big level grinding mostly for my command moves once I'm done recording. So pretty much after I finished recording Enchanted Dominion, I went back to Enchanted Dominion. I started leveling up my different command moves and getting some higher tier magic. And I think when we go into the next world, I'm pretty sure I'm at some level 2 tier magic. So in terms of so Sleeping Beauty, they're following the generic story where, you know, Aurora grows up, she returns back to the castle, Maleficent tricks her, pricking her finger, so on and so forth. But we're now at that point where she has pricked her finger and she is asleep, and one of the fairies has put everybody to sleep. So that's why Maleficent is wondering why the hell is Terra walking about. But then again, even though you just know that she knows more than she's letting on. But that's something that is kind of unfortunate with Terra. Even though Terra is interacting with all, like, the dark characters of this story, it's really just kind of bad luck, really. But even though, well, because I can't really say without being spoiled, but you'll kind of see the similarities as to why Riku is... okay, I just spoiled it. Well, anyway, Riku and Terra are a little bit more connected than some of the things. Since I already just spoiled, I might as well just talk about it. But I'm not going to reveal exactly what happens. But you'll see that Terra's story is kind of similar to Riku's in the fact that, you know, every world that he goes to, he's meeting all of the dark characters. But then again, that doesn't mean that he's a bad guy, but, you know, it's just what destiny has in store for him. But we're going to learn some more things about Terra as the game progresses. And even then, though, it's just like, kind of going back to what I said earlier, with the game being... When the game was in early development, they really didn't have any gameplay for Aqua. They really only had gameplay for Terra and Ven at the time. And for Terra's early gameplay, it was all in this world right here. It was all in Enchanted Dominion. Whereas Ven's was mostly in Cinderella's world, the Castle of Dreams. Still, even just kind of like... I'm kind of getting a weird feeling just from like watching the gameplay right now, because I remember how stoked I was for this game. Because, well, one, I was saving up for PSP, so I couldn't wait to play it. But at the same time, though, like, just everything about this game just looks so fun. That's why it's like definitely high ranking of like Kingdom Hearts games. But I think it's like if I had to rank. If I had to rank all the Kingdom Hearts games, you know, I'm not counting back cover because that's technically a movie, but every other, I'm gonna count Fragmentary Passage, even though it is a glorified demo. I'm still gonna count it because it is something that is very integral to the story. Where would Birth by Sleep rank? You know, because I've really thought about it. I've loved Kingdom Hearts 3 a lot. I mean, that game has turned into an amazing title. But my really only big flaw with the game is not even anything technical or graphical. It's just the fact that I do wish there were more worlds to explore, you know, because I just felt that, you know, once we completed Frozen and Monsters Inc., I mean, that was like really it, because then you're moving on to the last couple of Disney Worlds, and it was all endgame stuff. But then again, I still enjoyed all the stuff that I did in the game. Mark my words, I enjoyed the hell out of that game. But part of me just wishes that there was still more worlds to explore. Like, there was so much more potential to explore multiple different worlds in that game. That's why I have to put Kingdom Hearts 3 as my #2 favorite Kingdom Hearts game of all time. Even though from a style point and a gameplay perspective, it's perfect. It's absolutely perfect, and I love everything about it. But I think I have more sentimental value to Kingdom Hearts 2, mostly because of how I got it, and because I just remember all the constant hours of playing that game, and just being so much. And one of the things that I know a lot of people didn't like, but I ended up liking, was the fact that you visited every single Disney world twice. You know, that's what made it feel like such a long game, because once you completed these worlds once, you had to go back and explore them all over again. And the game to me just felt like it was longer. Even though Kingdom Hearts 3 is a little bit shorter in terms of story, even though the worlds take longer to beat, you know, I just kind of get this feeling that whenever I play it, I'm beating it too quickly. And with Kingdom Hearts 2, every time I play it, I feel like that game takes me forever to beat. And I like that, because I like a game that has a long story that I'm really enjoying. And that's why Kingdom Hearts 2 really takes my #1 spot. And also, you know, I do love the combat in 2 a lot. You know, 2 really just grows on you, and it's just so much fun. And, you know, and also, like with 3, there is lots of stuff to do at the ending of the game. But there's something really special with 2 that I think is like, you know, if I were to tell anybody, you know, if they really didn't care about the series but they wanted to play the best game, I would, honest to God, recommend 2. Because then I think that would... if they would love the gameplay of that one, they would be intrigued to go and try the other ones, especially going to try 3, since 3 is an extension of that, and it's done really well and perfectly, and I do like it a lot. Well, I might as well just go ahead and move down the list since I'm kind of talking. Number 3 has to be the original, just because it is the original. And again, I have like a story that goes along with how I got it. But even then, it's like being introduced to the game series. It was a great introduction, and it has great story moments. And you know what? It's a nostalgia trip. That's what it is. Every time that I replay that first game, it is just pure nostalgia, and I love it so much. And you know, combat-wise, you know, it's still it's the basic combat, but you know what? It works. I like it, and it's a good starting point, and I definitely like replaying them when I can. What would be my number 4?
This feels so familiar.
You know, I'm gonna hold off on this list until maybe the next part to talk about. I want to kind of get back in. I've been trailing off with all this stuff. I want to get back to the story.
Just the kind of heart I need.
For what?
Imagine with me the most glorious.
So now we're kind of like learning that Maleficent knows that Princess Aurora has a heart of pure light, and that there are other princesses with these pure hearts too that can grant unlimited power to rule all the worlds.
The Keyblade, is it called?
Where did you learn that name?
That trinket is.
And she knows about the Keyblade. Now, if you guys remember what Master Eric has said, order has to be kept in the worlds. You know, it's kind of like Doctor Who. And if you guys have never watched Doctor Who before, then you know, what are you doing? Go watch it. You know, when you time travel or you're interfering in a world, you can't really interfere with the events of that world because it would mess up the order that the world is supposed to, you know, go through. So, since Maleficent knows these things, that's why Terra is kind of caught off guard, like, you know, how did you know that name? Where did you hear that? Because technically, Maleficent is not really supposed to know all this stuff.
And I can awaken what's inside you. Then you will be free.
So now Maleficent is using her magic to essentially hypnotize Terra.
Remember that darkness lurks in every heart. Darkness is our foe. Would that we could be rid of it. You must destroy it. Push the darkness down. Give it no quarter in your heart.
God, I love Mark Hamill. So now Terra is completely hypnotized and under Maleficent's control. And using the Keyblade, he has now released Aurora's heart, and now Maleficent has it. Which I have to admit is some pretty dark stuff, but I mean, God, what a way to start off Terra's adventure by stealing Princess Aurora's heart.
Just what I've waited for.
It's kind of like, it's actually funny now that I think about it. So, Maleficent is after the 7 hearts of pure light, and it's almost like she's freaking Thanos looking for the Infinity Stones. Well, granted, there are only 6 Infinity Stones. But I never really caught on to that. Yeah, she's like Thanos on crack.
You couldn't be further from the truth.
Oh man, that's terrible.
I simply whispered.
Oh, I just compared Maleficent to Thanos. Oh god.
How could I do this? Finn!
We'll get back to that later.
Now, you want to know where Xehanort went. Well, that I cannot answer. He disappeared into the darkness. But now I know the Keyblade is necessary to gather hearts. Join me. Collect 6 more hearts of pure light. Then we will rule all the worlds together!
You seem to be mixed up. I'm a peacekeeper, not a tyrant.
And that's something that I kind of like with the Keyblade, but with like with this game is like you really kind of get the feel like I kind of relate it to Star Wars in a way that Birth by Sleep is essentially kind of like I'm not believe me, I'm not going to get into like Unchained Key or Kingdom Hearts Union Cross, because that's a mobile game, and until it gets kind of put into like consoles for store, I'm not going to add it. But one thing I kind of like see Birth by Sleep is like the prequel trilogy of Star Wars, how there are multiple Keyblade wielders out there trying to maintain the peace, because, you know, they're peacekeepers. But when you get to the later games, when you're playing as Sora, for a good majority of Sora's story, he's the only Keyblade bearer. So it's almost like he's in the original trilogy trying to restore hope to the Keyblade Order. And I honestly kind of like that kind of like connection. So now we have a giant unversed wreaking havoc in the castle. And we gotta go fight it, but first I'm gonna go loot some treasure. Alright, we got a map. Enjoying the view, I see. I really do like this world a lot. I like, and I've talked to many friends about this, I love the style of this movie so much, and I was so happy when they decided to put it into the games. I do wish, though, like, now that I've seen, like, what the technology of Unreal Engine can do and how Kingdom Hearts 3 looks like, oh my god, I would love to revisit this world in 3. Well, in a future Kingdom Hearts series. Just because of just the way the worlds look in that game, like, oh god. I would absolutely love to see what this world looked like in Unreal Engine. So I kind of had a brain fart here, and I kind of bought more Blizzards than I thought. So then I kind of realized that, and then I start selling some stuff. Like I didn't record this in like the dead of night. Honestly, the next two parts that you guys are gonna see, like I did really good, but I actually recorded those like in the dead of night. But I'm starting to sell stuff that I don't need because I just like I'm not thinking. I'm having a brain fart. But now what I'm going to do is I'm going to add an extra Blizzard, so hopefully after I equip it and level that up, I can merge those together to get Blizzara. But I think for this part only, you guys don't see me mixing up commands. But in the next part, you're going to see me with, like, some level 2 tier magic. God, just everything, like, I really do like this world. It's just, I wish it could be an Unreal Engine. It'd look insane. But still, for what we got in 2010 with this world, I was totally happy. And mostly because, you know, Maleficent is my favorite Disney villain, and I was always hoping that maybe one day we'd get to go to the Sleeping Beauty world in the game. And I personally think that Birth by Sleep delivered. I will say, though, once you get through the combat for, like, because each character plays differently than the other. But once you get used to it, you know, you automatically feel like a master. And the music is also, like, it's mysterious, but yet a little bit haunting at the same time. And I actually do like that a lot. Yoko Shimomura knows how to make a soundtrack. Especially a soundtrack, you know, kind of, like, unique to each Disney world. And that's what I like that she does. Okay, so now we're going to enter our first boss for this game. And it's a unique boss that I like, but could be a little bit of a pain in the butt. This is also part of the demo that people got to try out early. We have a spinning wheel unversed, which looks sick in design, but that thing could really be a pain in the butt, so you got to watch yourself. And one thing that Birth by Sleep likes to do with their bosses is the bosses have multiple parts to them that you can eliminate to get like extra health or just make them a little bit weaker. For this boss, I really don't go for the separate parts. You can go for like the actual like spinning wheel itself. You can go for the little spinner of yarn. And then you can also go for the base. But for this boss, for this playthrough, I just really kind of go for the base. I'm not really trying, I'm just trying to eliminate it. since I'm trying to not really rely on healing magic, because I feel like at this point I know what I'm doing. I try not to really worry about it. But I really end up not getting my shit wrecked to me. At this point in the game, I'm actually doing a pretty good job. And I love the boss theme, too. The Unversed have some great themes. Alright, and we got an increase with our deck, and we got Diamond Dust for our command style, which is great.
It's my fault her life was stolen.
Now, Terra is going to end up leaving Enchanted Dominion because technically his story's done. We eliminated the boss. And even though Maleficent has her heart, remember, guys, we have more main characters that are going to be visiting this world, but as far as Terra's concerned, like, that's it. That's a wrap on him for Enchanted Dominion. And with a minute left, I'm going to say thank you all so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed the Enchanted Dominion level. And this won't be the first time. This won't be the last time we've seen this world. Oh, no. We still got 2 more characters to go through with this world. But thank you all so much for watching, and I will see you in the next world. Have a good one, guys.
Such a search may take some time.
Boom.